Right, so welcome to the first video of 2023 and welcome to my BMW GS. Now this is the first time I'll have played with this bike. I did start it up when I brought it home and I turned on the heated grips just to try them to see if they were both working. But other than that, everything that you see in this video is pretty much as I see it unfolding as well. So we're both learning together. Now with that in mind, let's get the bike in here and let's check it over to see what condition it's in.
I'm going to take the seats off and get to the battery, because before we start the check we might as well get the battery on charge, so then hopefully as it charges I might be able to start the bike today. Again, I want to check it first, get the seat off, see what delight's under there, because you never know, and then we'll start the end check. So if you've never played with BMWs before, the key for the seat is there. Just lift it up. Couple of little cobwebs and God knows what underneath it. So it doesn't look too bad under there. As you can see, there's a little bundle of joy in there. We got some spares galore, which looks pretty cool. So this guy who owned this bike before me definitely had an idea of what he was doing. You can see there's cobwebs in there. The staples are rusty AF. There's a bit of rust going on the little catch and back there as well. This fake carbon fibre stuff cracks me up. But that's pretty much it. The seat looks, other than that, in decent condition. Next bit there in front seat. Twist the key again, wiggle it back, off it comes. Straight away we got a bit of a spider sack on the top, disgusting. Apparently it's got super atom foam in it and more of that disgusting fake carbon fibre nonsense, but underneath looks pretty good, to be fair. Just needs a bit of a clean out. Staples are rusty, but seat condition is good. Right, and as you can see, the battery is housed in the most awkward position in the world, underneath the flaming fuel tank. But the good thing with that is you can get to the battery terminals. You've got the red there, black there, and they're big enough that you can get crocodile clips on them, so it's not a bad thing. But the terminals and everything on there are nice and silver. There's no corrosion on them, no white powder or anything like that, so it does look pretty much good to go. So far then we got the seats off, we found the batteries under the tank. I'm going to continue looking just around this area to see what's going on. I know there's this little plastic thing here, should have stuff underneath it. I'm going to have a look at the fuses to see what's going on in there as well. Again, we're going to look at it, teammates and all that. And probably check the air filter while we're here as well. Right, and let's have a look under this little panel to see what's going on here. Okay, that comes off then, so that's cool. Got a nice free bit of sponge. Probably stops the rattles, I'd imagine. Get that back up. Oh, this fair play, this guy was prepared like. Well, either that or, well, I don't quite know, but there's stuff in here. Looks like it should be in here. Either way, you got some spare little canisters to pump the tyres up, puncture repair kit. The little needle for that as well. Obviously just all the normal tools you need for your BMW. Oh, that's annoying. That's for the little side things. I bought one of those and there's one in here. Should check, shouldn't I? But I got two now, so it doesn't matter. Looks like there's an Allen key missing. No, it doesn't. It's there. And I'll put all this stuff back where it belongs. That can live in there. Go back in there. It'd be rude for me not to show you what's in there actually. Fuse box. Looks like it's had better days. We've only got one clip on it. I think it's quite loose. But it clips, that's the main thing. I wouldn't mind having a multimeter, but you can't see some of these fuses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fuses, a few relays. Again, I wouldn't mind checking these to see what's going on with them. Nice little clip there, that little fuse puller, that's handy. Not gone lost, fantastic, looks alright. Okay then, air filter, I presume. Oh, that's a nice little treat. That's a little pipe across filter. Looks clean, to be fair. The inside of it is clean, so that's good. See the red in there? It's very clean. I'm going to look at the outside, see if I can get any cleaner for that, but I did think about buying a nice decent air filter for it, but now I don't need to, so I'm glad I didn't just jump into that. But other than that, underneath the seat, looks pretty good. So I don't know if this guy was like a long adventure rider, whether owned it before me or what, or whether they're just a mega commuter, but I don't think this bike has seen like off-road, to be fair. But it's got a lot of rust and corrosion when you first look at it on like first impressions that says it's possibly a commuter. So I'm really happy with that. So what we're going to do now is get into the checks of the wheels, the M check then as I called it. So looking at the tyre, starting right at the bottom of the tyre, it all looks good, to be fair. There's no perishing or anything like that. There's plenty of tread on it. It does look quite new. The wheel, again, apart from it, again, there's white markings on it, but that looks like it just comes off. So the bike just does need a good clean, to be honest. The spokes are fed in through the rim there. They come down and then they latch into the hub with a screw. Most of those screws are rusty, so I'm going to look to see if I can get those replaced or re-chromed. Same with the spokes, but again, the spokes are fine. The brakes are fine as well. There's no lip on the brakes. That's neither side, they're fine. There's no scoring or anything like that, and then they look pretty good and clean. Again, could be quite new. The screws though, are very rusty, and again, I want to get those replaced quite quick, to be fair. So I'll either go for titanium or stainless steel, depending on what the budget allows. The ABS ring is quite rusty, but again, probably serves a purpose. The ABS system does work. Nothing, the wheel seems tight, so that's good. No free play or anything like that. The screws here and here, rusty as hell. Again, get some new ones of these. Working up to the bolts that hold the brake caliper on, they're the same, very rusty. All the screws in the caliper are rusty as hell. Also, I don't know if they are black and rusty or just rusty and minging, I don't know, but again, the bike needs a good clean, so I'll look at that another day. Pretty much the same both sides, to be fair. Brake pads are looking pretty good. Can't fault those, all okay there. Brake lines are Goodrich lines, again they look pretty clean. Then they lead to some metal piping, which again looks pretty good. That goes to the other brake line, which is again a Goodrich hose. And the nipple is corroded, but it does have a cap on it. Can't get it off. So I'll order something for those as well, because I do want to do the brakes, but I'm a bit dubious because I've seen people do the brakes in the past and then they get the ABS warning. Cable there looks fine going up, no problem there. Suspension looks pretty good, to be fair. I mean, the outside, I know that's not the bit that dips in, that's all up there, but again, there's nothing dodgy along here, just some coating on it. Looks like it just again needs a good clean. The screws, they look like they've been sprayed. So again, I'm going to look into those, probably get some new ones for the clamps. Again, same on the other side. Some screws holding the hoses on over this side. These are nuts actually, they look like they could do with replacing. It's pretty much the same trend. So far, looking at the front going up the suspension, like outer sleeve of the forks, looks like the same trend. Lots of corrosion, but good condition of the components themselves. So continue up underneath into the telelever arm and all that kind of stuff, and then work your way up to the cockpit, as people call it. I hate that word. Right then, so we've got to this part. I'm looking into the telelever area now. The telelever arm itself looks pretty good, free from corrosion. The bolt on the top is nice and clean. There is a little bit of a rust in there, but again, nothing to worry about. The washer looks good. The big bolt there looks nice. Let's have a look at the boot underneath. Yeah, the boot looks really good as well. The boot seems nice and thick, not perished in any way. That's really good. The horn as well, pretty good as well. Normally the horn is one of the worst things because people don't touch them. There's rust on it, but it's not very bad. Then you can see where the brake lines are linked there. Again, bolts are looking good. Washers look okay. The top one looks corroded to hell, so that's something to look at. Again, the wires, nothing out of the ordinary there, no stripped cables or anything. They seem to have a decent conduit around them. Looks pretty good. As does the telelever arm itself, to be fair. Nice and white, not corroded in any way. I mean, I don't know what the shock is like, but it's nice and silver up there. I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. Again, the bolts down there, there's minimal rust on the bottom. It does look pretty good in all fairness. Quite happy with that. So yeah, let's move on up to the top. So looking at the top then, again, nice and clean up there. Looks a bit, got a little rusty screw there. That, see, looks okay. Wires and everything, not too bad. Again, more rusty stuff down the bottom. The key is fine, I tried that and it's so smooth, it's all good. We've got a little USB port thing here by the looks of it. Oh, there we go, it's just bigger than I thought. Yeah, looks good. Holds a seal. A little bit of moisture in there actually, but I'll dry that out. Let that dry out in a bit. Just looking at the triple clamps over the other side. Yeah, the barrel looks fine again, nothing dodgy up here. The wire's wrapped in decent conduit and got some plenty of little zip ties all around them. Again, I can see that brake line now. Oh, it doesn't look as bad as I thought. Just again, there's a little bit orange on the top, you can still see silver. Looks pretty clean in all fairness, the bolt's fine. Yeah, happy with that, all good. This side, the screws on this side, on top of the suspension on the side, don't look as corroded as the other one, but again, this will all be done, all the suspension will be taken off and re-oiled and everything else checked over, so that'll be good. Top here then, little bit of rust in there, nothing too bad. Handlebars have got some rust on there. Again, all pretty good all round in all fairness. Looking at the brakes, let's have a look, these level. Yeah, look, plenty of fluid in them. Again, no corrosion on the fittings there. Again, all looks nice and decent, not much rust anywhere, which is good. The units are all pretty good. Switches, all good. The indicators on these things are mental. There's one there to go right, which you cancel, and there's one over this side to go, which you cancel as well. So that's the cancellation button on top. Indicator to go right there, and on the left is the same. But this side's pretty much the same as well. The fluid levels in the clutch are fine. All that's good. A little bit of surface rust, but nothing too bad. Hazard button. Again, levers are pretty good. There's a little bit of, again, no, not too bad. A rusted bolt, but again, just surface rust. And again, I know that the heated grips work on this bike because it was the first thing that I tried, because I'd never tried heated grips before. So from the ground up then, everything's looking pretty good. You've got the wheels, tyres and all that are not too bad. Again, just need it clean to get in there and just better understand what's going on. So, you know, you don't really want corrosion of the wheel, but I think it's just a white substance that needs cleaning off. That's okay. Brakes are good. Again, rusted bolts, not too bad. Working up, everything is quite good. Lots of surface rust, nothing too bad, nothing to worry about. The outer suspension forks are looking good. Again, so I'm quite happy. Just a bit of an oil change on those in the future and I'll be good to go. Telelever arm looks really good. I was expecting that to be rusty as hell, judging by what's going on at the bottom. So again, don't know if that's been changed or what, but it's looking good. Gonna move on now. Check, while we're doing this bit, check the fuel tank. Does look a bit corroded on the top there straight away. Opens easy. Oh my gosh. Wow, you've got to see this. So that, mate, is absolutely disgusting. That's a lot of rust, and you can see it's going down. The water's going down into the tank now. We can get a bit further over. Yeah, that's grim. Now luckily I have ordered seals for this top part and for underneath where the fuel pump is fitted to. I've also got a new fuel filter as well because, again, 55,000 miles this clock has. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. It's got 55,000 miles on it. As you can see, that's some bad stuff, so that needs to be cleaned up. Thankfully all this unit will come out and be cleaned. It all separates, same as underneath, but again I've got to take it all off to do it. That again will be a video and another time, but we're just working through checking it. It's just, that's insane. But at least the screws on top are fine, not rusted or anything else like that. Positives. So work it down from the tank now, then we've seen that. You can see the bolts there are okay, that's all good. Like I said, all this is pretty good as well. We're not bothered about that, it's all good. We just want to know how it's looking everywhere else. And again, first impressions of all this stuff. It's all clean, tidy. You can see corrosion here and there. Again, all in there. That's a lot of corrosion in there. Again, but it's going to happen. It's an old bike, it's 22 years old. Again, nothing I'm going to worry about. The cylinder heads don't look like they've been bashed to pieces. Magnesium apparently, according to the little sign there. Now this is the one for me, the oil. And I need the thing for this because I spotted this now. We've got a little bit of oil in there, lads. You can see the oil there. So we've got oil. I got all things to change, everything to do with this. Really happy with how he looks. Again, lots of corrosion still in there. You know, the bars are looking good. Nothing wrong there at all. Working back up. We've done this bit. Now we're looking at the brake suspension here. Lots of corrosion there. Again, all this is good, but again, all the normal stuff that will rust is rusty. The aluminium stuff is not too bad. The exhaust is okay. The exhaust seems to be fine. Again, this is a Remus thing, so it sounds okay. Lots of little markings on it, but again, nothing too bad. Probably have a look at repacking that in the future. The frame itself, fine. The rail is good. The bolt in there is rusty as hell, naturally. As we know, the key thing works. All good. I'll have a look at that suspension in a bit, but you can see the hard and soft screw is fine. Doesn't look too bad. The screw at the bottom doesn't look too bad, but it is rusty. This, oh my gosh, look at that. The corrosion is bad on that hub. So are the screws. Everything, oh god, it's disgusting. Everything in there is bad. The rim, again, looks okay. Same as the front. Rusty spokes. But that hub is bad, so that needs to be looked at soon. And then that's that side. That's the left-hand side of the bike looking pretty good. So the side looks pretty decent as well, to be fair. The bar has now got a scratch on it, and the little plastic thing has got a scuff on it after I dropped the bike earlier. So again, nothing I'm worried about. They didn't have them before, so the bike's pretty fine. Again, rusted stuff this side. Little rusty screws. Not too bad. Just hope there's not issues getting them out. Same back here. Everything looks clean. Everything is where it should be. Brake levels. Brake fluid level is fine. Lots of bad screws and stuff here. I got new ones of these. New washers and stuff. So again, when all this stuff is dropped out, it'll all be good. You can see here, these are the rear brake lines that feed into the ABS. Normally people cut, well, they don't cut them, they buy a kit that allows you to sort of go straight from this. It kind of comes up and loops around and goes straight into that. So you've got direct link, but then that throws up codes on the dash. And this is all connected. This is all really good, so I'm happy with that. No faffing around there. The Again, the cable here looks pretty good. Nipple looks fine. That looks good. That's all new, so that's decent. Sensor's still there. That's fine. Really happy with this, to be fair. This big old bolt here, not bad. Again, I'll need to look underneath there at some point. This bar, you can see corroded the back there, so again, I'll take that off, get it powder coated at some point. But in the future, I want to powder coat all this silver stuff, make it black. And then if I can, I'm going to get the gut wheels to get done. A nice gold colour. But first impressions, you can see there actually again, that's really, really rusted. I've got a new one of those, and there's a drain screw, or drain bolt rather, underneath. That will get replaced as well. I've got all the fill screws and drain screws, I've got replacements, so that's good. But I'm quite pleased with the bike, if I'm honest. Again, same as the front with the suspension, the telelever kind of stuff. You can see the suspension is white, so I don't know if this has been replaced or refurbished. The screw looks clean. Man, I'm really pleased with that. I just think I've been a bit lucky with it. Let's have a look at this. This like a helmet catch, so hopefully this works. Yep. Oh, look at that. That's smooth, mate. Oh, winner. So the last thing I didn't check was this, and I've spotted that it is broken. You can see there. Snapped. So I'm going to have to look again one of these. I have got boxes to go on the side. I don't really want them. I will use them obviously. But this again, all this frame looks nice. Nice black. No rust. Nothing mental. Show you the batteries in there. Really happy. Really happy with the bike. Front is fine. It's all pretty good, to be fair. It's got this weird double screen, but that top bit moves up and down, so adjustable, nice. And yeah, that's it.
As you can see then, the bike is in pretty good condition. There's corrosion where you'd expect to be corrosion on a bike at this age, but there's nothing wrong with that. Those parts can just be changed quite easily. So tonight I'm going to be making a nice little list, ordering the parts and then fitting them in future videos. But as for this one, we're going to bring it to a close. In the next video, I'm going to take the tank off, take the bars off, lower sump guard, taking that off, and then drop in the oil and filter, and then we'll move on from there, see what we got. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again.